you feel like you're stuck and your natural inclination is to masturbate and play video games, and you're kind of unhappy with your life, and you wish things were different, and you don't understand, you followed your passion, people told you to follow your passion was big Brazilian butts and Minecraft, you got really good at finding the best Brazilian butts and making the best Minecraft castles, but for some reason at the end of the day when you go to sleep at night, you have this gnawing feeling in the back of your head like, I'm not sure if this is what it's all about, and maybe there's something more out there. But you, in this moment, you need to realize that life is a form of slavery. Christians called themselves servants of God. And Christians have always, in the past at least, I'm sure they're all into self-gratification and video games and porn today. Before they started having these punk rock sermons and feel good, you know, Jesus loves you and everything, they used to have songs called Dies Irae. And Dies Irae was all about how God's going to come and kill you because you're a terrible person. Christians called themselves slaves of God. And there's actually a German surname, Gottschalk, and Gottschalk literally means slave of God. Muslims actually literally use the term slave. If you study Islam and if you actually study Muslim theology, they literally do believe that Muslims are slaves to God, slaves to Allah. If you look at Judaism, if you look at the picture of God created in the Old Testament, it's basically you got a slave master with a big whip, and sometimes he just floods the world, and sometimes he starts fires, and sometimes he just randomly genocides entire tribes or races of people just because he didn't like them. These three Abrahamic religions have been extremely successful. If you hate the Abrahamic religions and you think it's all just, what's that term Thunderfoot used? They're Bronze Age goat herders. Who would want to listen to those people? Well, if you look at like the Epicureans of Greece and how they viewed life as enslavement to the senses, you can look at the Norse pagans and what they thought about Valhalla and what they thought about Ragnarok. And they basically thought of life as an endless struggle. If you denied that and you died a straw death, which means you died in peace, then that was dishonorable, that was disgusting and effeminate. But if you embraced the berserker spirit, you embraced the idea that life is struggle and life is suffering and hardship, and you died in battle, then that was really glorious and awesome. So any way you cut it, I think all sort of spiritual and philosophical paths end up at the same basic conclusion that life is slavery. And you can kind of ignore that and live a hedonistic life, and you probably won't accomplish much. Or you can embrace the fact that life is slavery, or come up with your own, life is struggle. If you want to put it that way, sure, go that way. But I like the term life is slavery, or the phrase, because it does shock people, and people are very quick to disagree with it. But I think it's very easy to prove the general point. If you want to be successful, then live accordingly. If you don't, then turn off the video, go back to your pornographic video games. If you're not all about the hedonism and you feel something's wrong in the world and you want to change it, start taking on this attitude, start confronting challenges, start doing things that are uncomfortable, that you don't like to do. And when you feel that discomfort and when you feel that struggle and that pain and that suffering, embrace it as your own. Take ownership of it and be proud of it. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.